Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive JT. Today, it is finally time to get rid of that dreaded auto stop in the 2025 Jeep Gladiator. What I've got, it's a plug-and-play device, and it says Jeep Auto Stop Eliminator on the front. I will leave a link down below if you want to check it out. But it's pretty simple to do. It's a plug-and-play application, and what it's supposed to do is eliminate auto stop every time you restart the vehicle. So you get in, you start up, no auto stop. What it's doing is, in essence, mimicking if you push the button in the truck to turn it off, except it does that every time. Now, that does not mean that you can't use auto stop if you want. After the truck is running, you just go ahead and push the button to turn this off, if you will, and auto stop will function. So it's kind of the reverse of the way that Jeep sets it up. Okay, we're inside the Jeep Gladiator now, as you can probably tell. I've got the unit sitting here, and I did grab a couple of pry tools, which you're going to need unless you have really strong fingernails. What you want to do is, starting over here on the left side by the push button, pull this trim piece out. Now, you do not have to take it all the way off. It would come all the way off, but you'd have to disconnect a wire from the back, and it looks like down in there, I know you can't see right now, but there's only one, and that wire is what we're going to unplug, and then we're going to plug this in between. And the wire with the red end on it, so not this one, but rather this one, is going to plug into the back of the unit here. Again, there's only one plug. And then the factory harness, or the factory wire, is going to plug into this side of it, and that's it. Now, as far as routing the box, because you do have a little bit of wiring here to mess with, right? I'm going to try and put it, I am going to put it right down below where the ignition box goes in. I'll probably zip tie it to that wire you see down there, just to keep it from rattling around and stuff. Now, to show you on the back, I'll pull this out a little bit. You can see that wire, I think, right down there. That's the one you're going to unplug and plug in our harness. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you once it's plugged back in. Okay, down there in the bottom, you can see I have it plugged into the Jeep, and then up here, I have it plugged into the wiring that we unplugged from the back of this unit. Now, I'm going to try, sorry, I know my hand's in the way. I'm going to try to zip tie the unit right in that hole where the ignition wire, or the ignition button goes. You can see, I think, right here in the light, I zip tied that square unit. I just fed it down through the ignition slot as I showed you, and I just zip tied it to the back of this little support bracket here. Shouldn't be any issue at all. By the way, I did pull off the cover. You guys can see here those buttons, they were added for something else. It just snaps back in the back. Make sure you have all the snaps. This one obviously came off and is still sitting in the hole, so I should be able to just slip it back in. I may pull it out and stick it on here, but anyway, it just pulls out pretty easy. So next up, of course, is to test the unit and see if it actually does what it's supposed to do. By the way, I did push the center piece back in here, no issues. So let's go ahead and start the truck, look for any check engine lights or any weirdness, and see. I'm not sure if you have to push it once the first time and then it remembers that and always stays off, or if it will stay off right from the beginning. So let's go ahead, hit the ignition, and kill the radio. And as you can see right now, it is not lit up. Oh, it lit up. I didn't do anything. I didn't push it. So right now, the auto stop is off. And I don't have any indications of that, at least not that I'm seeing here, in the screen. So it's off, and the only indication I get is the light being on. Now, let's say that I wanted to turn it on, in this case. So I'm push the button, and now the auto stop is on. It is active. So I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to turn the Jeep off, and I want to see if it remembers either that it's now going to still be on, or goes right back to being off. So let's turn the truck off. Okay, I'll open the door like I've gotten out, and I'll wait a second for the Jeep to completely shut down. You should see that indication on the screen go away. Then we'll come back on and restart. Okay, the screen has gone dark. Everything in here is dark. Let's go ahead and restart and see how it functions. I'm thinking it's going to remember the last setting. I'm not sure, but we'll see if it automatically pops to default off, and it is not. So it will remember the last time that you pushed it, right? So the last time I pushed it, as you saw, was when the Jeep was running and I turned it back on. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, and you can see the switch is lit up. I'm going to go ahead and shut the Jeep off again. I'll wait till the screen goes dark like it had shut down, you know, and then we'll restart the Jeep and see if it defaults to off, which it should. Okay, once again, it takes about 30 seconds for the Jeep to shut down. You can see the screen is dark. Everything is dark. Let's go ahead and restart. And we're looking for that button to light up. And if it doesn't light up, that means this does not work. And there you go. You can see it's not lit up, and it will remember that setting. So the way that this unit works, is that it will remember the last time you push the button, if you will. So if for some reason you turn the unit back on by pushing the button to get rid of the light, it will default to that and be on the next time you're running. However, if you push the button and have it off, which is what's indicated by this light being lit up, then it will remember that, and it will always be off, and you will never have auto stop again. One more quick look at the gauge cluster. You can see I don't have any check engine lights or anything weird, nor should you. This really doesn't do anything with the engine or anything. It's just for this auto stop feature. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you've tried one of these units, if you've had success with it, I'm going to go for a ride just for kicks. There's no reason it shouldn't be functioning normally. It should all be fine because it's currently eliminated. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.